Hi guys. Happy Wednesday. Happy 2024. Happy new all of the things. All right. If you watched, just making sure I'm in the right spot. If you watched the live yesterday, I told you guys I'm still going to do the product lives on Monday. And then the first Wednesday of the month, depending on when it falls, we're going to start doing training on whatever the team challenge is. I've actually have the challenges planned out until June, I think. I have to look. I think I'm all the way to June. I just did it today. January, February. Yeah, June. So July, I got to think of something. But so we're going to have a challenge every single month, and it's going to focus on something that is going to benefit your business. I've got everything from booking, follow-up, sponsoring. I should have held my notebook out. Social media, club. I don't know what else. I don't remember what else, but it's going to be a topic. We're going to have something on it. I also understand that sometimes these challenges can seem hard. It seems frustrating. It seems difficult. Some of you may even think it's geared towards specific consultants, like, oh, I can never do what she does. First of all, stop. That's true. If you keep with that negative mindset, that's what you're going to get. If you keep putting out the negative, you're only going to get the negative back. So I'm going to be honest. I thought all that crap was hippy dippy stuff, and I never believed it. I'm here to tell you it actually does work. Okay. So we're going to flip it and we're going to think positive. I've also tried to gear these challenges so that it's not just doing the act. Like, it's not just getting a booking. It's not just sponsoring a new person. Whatever else I come up with, okay? It's not just that. Because I understand bookings are hard. I don't have any special magical powers like the rest of you. I have to book I have to book hosts just like you do. The only difference between me and you is, one, I may have a little bit more time than some of you. And two, I probably have a higher customer base than you. All right? That's really the only difference. Truly. I just have a bigger customer base and I have a little bit more time. But I also manage my time a little bit differently. But other than that, I have to book hosts just like the rest of you. I have to ask people. I have to do the things. I do have sometimes hosts that will come to me and ask to host. But a lot of times I do have to do the work just like the rest of you. I don't have anything magic, okay? So why should you get bookings? Why should you get hosts? Hosts are so helpful. First of all, they're frustrating, but we'll talk about that. Second of all, they're very, very helpful because they're going to introduce you to people that you do not know. If you have a host, and even if she only has 5 people order, or if you do a Facebook party, she only has 5 people in the group. That's potentially 5 new people that you do not know, who do not know you. So that's great. That is 5 people who now know what you do. You've talked to them about Scentsy. The 5 people that you could possibly get in your VIP group or on your text mailer list or on your sample mailer list or anything like that, any list that you have that you keep track of your customers. That's 5 just from one event. Think about if you had two people, 2 hosts a month. With 5 different people, it's 10. Do you see how the potential of this it keeps growing and growing? Those 5 people, okay, sure, they may not order. I understand that. That's fine. But maybe they like spring and summer scents. Maybe they're going to order later. Maybe they love 101 Dalmatians, but we haven't shown that yet. Maybe they love something that we don't know about yet. Okay? Just because they don't order now does not mean they're not going to order later. There's the potential of that. Money might be tight. Christmas just happened, right? They may order later when like tax returns come back. They may need a gift. You don't know. All right? So don't ever in a million years think a party has failed because you didn't get orders or it didn't hit 200. That's a big thing. I hear that often. The last several parties that I've had, nobody ordered. It didn't hit 200. It didn't qualify. Those are the things that I always hear about why people don't like to host parties. They hate getting hosts. It doesn't matter. Even if you get one new person in your VIP group, one new person who follows you, one new person who is on a list of some sort of how you communicate with your customers. If we're thinking about it, if you could have one host a week, that's 4. If they brought you one person out of every event, that's 4 new people every single month. That's a huge potential. They could host later. They could join later. They could get a club later. They could become a huge customer later. It's all the whole farming metaphor that I absolutely hate. You got to plant the seeds now, nurture the seeds and water, fertilizer, all that junk to get your crop later. This is the same thing. All right. So don't ever think a party is a failure or a flop or it didn't work or anything like that. Okay. Because it's not true. If you got one new person in your group, in your list, in your communication, it was a success. All right. The other thing I hear often with bookings and why people don't like to have parties or this, that, or the other, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to do it. Take your consultant hat off for a minute. Put your customer hat on. We have all been invited to parties, social media, online parties, right? We've all been invited to at least one, if not 1 million of them, all right? Have you ever once went to one of these Facebook social media parties and said, oh my God, I absolutely love this consultant and what she's doing. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of things. On the flip, have you ever said, ugh, I don't like what she's doing, so I'm not going to buy anything? It's truly just the product. I don't even pay attention to what's going on in parties. I just go to the link. I just look at what they got and decide if I want to buy from there. I don't really care what the consultant's saying. I'm only going to care when the consultant is saying this after I've looked at the products and decided, oh, I kind of like that. Let me look some more into the party and see if there's any information about that. Quit being so hard on yourself, okay? Nobody really makes their decision based on what you post and what you say. A little bit, right? In your VIP group is different, but this is people who don't know you. They don't know your sense of smell. They don't know your sense of style. They don't know your things, right? This is strangers. They don't know you the way that your regular customers know you, right? They're not going to base their purchases off of another stranger's recommendation. It's not going to happen. You could give them this beautiful long speech of why something is amazing and that they should order it. If it's not in their price range, they're not going to do it. If it's not in what something works, their decor, whatever, they're not going to buy it. If it's a smell they don't like, they're not going to buy them. It doesn't matter how beautifully you wrote this. So quit with the whole, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to post, I don't have the right graphic. That's not true. None of that is true. Okay? People base their purchases on their own wallet, their own preferences, their own likes, their own dislikes, their own home decor, their own vibe, their own thing. Okay? It really, truly has nothing to do with you. You are a stranger. Like I said, your VIP group is different because you've created a relationship with these people. This people in parties you've never created a relationship with. It's all brand new. It's all strangers. So you can stop right now with the whole negative self-doubt. This is why I can't have a party. This is why, stop. Okay? The other thing I hear a lot is I can't get anybody to book. Nobody wants to host. That's what I hear all the time. All right? Here's some stats. Takes 10 asks to get one host, one person to join. And that's just a rough estimate. All right? So, let's do some thinking. If you want one party a week, 4 weeks in a month, you need to ask 40 people. I could bet money ain't a single one of you asking 40 people. I'm not. So I know you're not. Okay? And if you are and you're still not getting parties, please let me know. All right? But you would need to ask 40 people. So you needed to ask 40 people in December to potentially get 4 hosts in January. Did you just have an oh crap moment? A lot of times when people are like, I can't get anybody to host, I can't get anybody to book, nobody wants to. They've asked 5. I asked 5 people today, I can't get anybody to book. Well, that's today. All right? Stop with that too. Yes, getting people to book is hard. And yes, sometimes it depends on what words you say. People don't like the word party, people don't like the book, people don't like things like that. And there is a little bit of a science and a tweaking with the wording. All right. But we're not going to get into that. We're getting in with the pure down low basics. You have to ask more people. You have to ask more people. And it's not spammy. It's really not. You're asking them if they would like an opportunity to get some free and half price stuff. Yes, it benefits you. Yes, it gets you commission. Yes, it gets you customers. Yes. Don't come at it like that. If you come at it from a place of internally, intentionally, I am offering them a chance to get some free and half price items, then there's nothing icky about that. There's really, really not. Think of those customers who are always commenting about how pretty something is, how something smells, blah, 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 but they barely order or not at all. Ask them. That could be hugely beneficial to them, even if they only get $20 in host rewards. Do you know how you can lighten somebody's day with just $20? If you told them, here, you have $20, and they can get 3 bars with that in a scent circle, you may have just made their month. You don't know. Okay? So don't ever think of it as being a spammy, weird, gross thing. It's not. You are coming from a place of pure intention and helpfulness. I want to help you get some free and half price items. All right? So taking those negative mindset things out. All right? Sure, there's going to be 727 reasons from hosts that they cannot host. Nobody's going to order. Nobody ever comes. My friends suck. Blah, 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 blah. You're going to hear all of those things. And that's okay. They have excuses just like you had excuses as to why you couldn't get people to host. We work through them. It's not a huge deal. All right? Everybody has excuses. It just depends. If they really, really want to host, they're going to host. Mm-hmm. All right? Now, let's talk about the challenge in which Ed and I am doing. Every time you have a conversation, regardless of how it turns out, you get a point. Again, regardless of how it turns out, getting more and more comfortable with asking is a huge part of this challenge, right? It's not all about just booking. It's helpful. But the more comfortable you get with asking people to host, the more you're going to do it. And the more hosts you're going to get down the road. That whole farming metaphor, again, you're going to get comfortable now planting the seeds. And then guess what? As you get more comfortable, your business is going to grow because it's going to be second nature to ask. I was like, who's walking at my house? It's Amazon man. So that's a big part of this. Just get comfortable asking. And I've got a little thing for you at the end. Okay? Every time you snag a host that's going to host in January or February, you get a point. Because you get 2 points. Because that's what everybody wants. We all want somebody to host. Okay? That's it. Then, every time you do a host post in your VIP group or your personal page, a post is very, very easy and a lot less intimidating. I will tell you, it does not get as much results as you would like to think because it just feels weird and it does feel more spammy than it does when you personally message somebody. But I don't say don't try it. Try it. You never know, right? Then every time you do a post in your stories for getting a host, same thing. It's not as good as a personal message to somebody, but it is absolutely better than nothing. And it's getting you in that habit. All right? It's all about asking. It's all about doing. It's all about the effort. Now, what type of hosts? What type of parties? Bookings? What type? There's 1,000,002 different ways to party. You can do an in-person party. You can do a bag party or a basket party or a catalog party, which are all relatively the same thing. You can do a shop and scroll, a shopping link, a rewards link, whatever you want to call it. It's all relatively the same thing. And you can do Facebook parties, text parties, Instagram parties, Snapchat parties. Literally all of it comes down to is you are making a link for a host for them to get orders on. The rest of it is just packaging. All right. If you do an in-home party, you're going to bring your stuff, you're going to set it up, you're going to talk, you're going to do all of the things. Catalog, basket, pouch, book, whatever you want to call it, party, those don't usually include Facebook. And it's just you sending some samples, sending them some catalogs, telling them to share it, and then however you decide you're going to take orders. A link is the same thing. You're creating the link. You're just taking all of the other stuff out of it. You know, you're creating the link. They share the link however they want to share it. And then you see if they get orders. Facebook parties. We all know what a Facebook party is. Is there a right way? Is there a wrong way to do any of these parties? Absolutely not. It's whatever you as a consultant are most comfortable with. Be honest with yourself and stand your ground too. You are the consultant. You know what works best. You know what time you have available to do this, all right? If doing an in-home and packing up all of your stuff and taking it someplace and driving and doing all that is not in your comfort zone, then don't offer it. Unless it's something that you're wanting to try. But if you're like, nope, then don't offer it. All right? If you are tired of doing Facebook parties, you haven't had luck with Facebook parties, you don't have the time to schedule the post, it gives you anxiety, blah, 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 blah. If all of that stuff is not in your wheelhouse, don't do Facebook parties. I don't care if your customer is like, oh, I want to book a Facebook party. You are the consultant. You explain. Here's the deal. Facebook parties really aren't that great anymore. I have a better option. It's going to be much, much easier on you. Let's do this. All right. You also have to know your customer. Are they going to be able to provide the attention that a Facebook party needs from their host? If they're not, you know that that party is not going to do well. So why waste your time? Flip it and do a pouch party, a bag party, a catalog party, whatever you want to call it. Rewards link, shop and scroll, all of the things. You can call it whatever you dang well want to call it. It's all the same thing. All right? You create a link. You send it to them. How you do your host coaching is always 100% important. You need to be in contact with your host. Don't just post and ghost, all right? Don't just hand them this information and be like, I'll check back with you at the end of the week. No, you can't do that. You have to also be in contact with them. My rule of thumb is every other day. Day one, I'm handing out their link. I'm explaining how we're going to run this thing. This is what we're going to do. Nothing the next day. Day after. Hey, do you need any help with words on how to share that link out so we can get people shopping? And I wait for them. If they answer me, cool. If not, I kind of have a feeling the party's not going to go well. And that's okay. All right? That's why I don't do Facebook parties, because it's a lot of effort and a lot of work to create the group, create the post, schedule the post, do all of the things for a host who doesn't do much. Some people have amazing luck with them. I'm just kind of burnt out on them. So that's why I have switched. But you need to do what works for you, what works best for you. All right? Have a repertoire. That's a big word. Of different parties. Can you do a catalog party where you send somebody several catalogs and a few samples and some order forms and off they go? Can you do a Facebook party? Can you do a rewards link, shop and scroll, all of the things? Figure it out, all right? Do not think that you have to have this special, beautiful, perfect looking thing, all right? Just like I said, nobody really pays too much attention to those posts in your party. It's the same thing. People want the link. People want to shop. It is better to send it out versus taking 32 years to get it perfect. They don't know what my link looks like. They don't know what Terry's looks like. They don't know what Brandy's looks like. All right? And even if they did, even if they've hosted a party with me and then hosted a party with Terry later, they may know what mine looks. It doesn't mean that it's better than hers. Things look different. Who's to say hers isn't better than mine? What if they're like, dang, this is a lot better? It doesn't matter. Their opinions doesn't matter, right? You got to do what is in your wheelhouse, what you have time for, what you're comfortable with. Getting it done and getting it out in a quick and timely manner is so much better than trying to perfect it, make the words right, make the grammar perfect, all of these things. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't capitalize I. I think it's so stupid. Don't give me an English lesson. I don't care. I don't capitalize the word I. Terrible at commas. I have no idea when to use a semicolon. I don't even know I know what it is, but nope, I'm not using a semicolon. Like, we ain't doing all of that. I'm gonna make up words. It's gonna sound weird. There's gonna be grammarly incorrect sentences. I don't care. That's how I am. That's how I talk. I would much rather get out and get into my customers' hands and ready to go versus taking hours to perfect it and proofread it and run it through Grammarly and run it through this and run it through that. Girl, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I just wanted to get out and let's just get this thing rolling. And if you spend all of this time trying to make it this very perfect, prim, proper, professional looking thing, sometimes that image can be intimidating to others. You are showing people that they have to be prim and proper and perfect to do this job and professional. And they're like me, and they're like, I can't do that. I hang out in my pajamas all day. No, I'll never be able to do that. So, get it out versus getting it perfect. Okay? Words matter. So we talked about the negative mindset, how to flip it, right? We've talked about the different kinds of parties. We've talked about the point of the challenge. We've talked about host coaching. Let's talk about what in the heck was I going to say? Words. All right, let's talk about wording. People hate the word, do you want to book a party? I don't know why, but I think it's because it's been used a lot. I've heard an affiliate link. I use rewards link often. Shop and scroll. A soiree. I heard a soiree once. A scent soiree. That sounds bougie. Shindig. An event. I've heard events. So yeah, there's a lot of other words you can use. It all means the same thing. They're hosting a party. Sometimes you have to use those words to sort of entice them a little. It's not being shady. It's like calling tomato tomato. It's the same thing. It's the same word. It's a synonym for the word party. So figure out a word that works for you. I use rewards link because that's what they're doing. They're getting rewards. It's a link. I keep it simple. I don't really call it anything else. So figure out wording that works for you. The other thing is why? Why should they party with you? Yes, they have the potential to earn free and half price items. Okay, that's awesome. They need to know that. Okay, because if you're like, hey, do you want to book a rewards link with me? Period, send. Why? Hey, got a question. Would you be interested in hosting a rewards link? I'll send you information. You could possibly walk away free at half price items. What do you think? You left it open in their court. They have to respond to let you know, but you also let them know what they could possibly earn. I'm going to go over on Friday, on the Fridays of this month, some sample wordings to get hosts. What works, what doesn't, it depends on you, your vibe. It's got to sound like you. It's got to sound like you. It's got to sound like you. All right? You could copy and paste every word that I say, but your customers, your friends are going to be like, that sounds weird. You have to make it sound like you. I use the word yo. I use dude a lot. OMG. That's just my vibe. It is what I do. So I use those a lot. And if I didn't, LOL, I use that all the time. My daughter says I can't use that anymore. But I use those words a lot. So if I do something and it doesn't have those in it, they're going to know that that's not me. So make it sound like you. Copy and paste, then tweak it to make it sound like you. Your best bet is your one-on-one conversations. Should you offer a hosting booking incentive? That is 100% up to you and your business budget. Think about it. We all have some stock sitting around because we all get free and half price items as a consultant. You should be hosting at least your own party every single month. And with that, You get free and half price items, and we all get to a point where we're like, I don't know what the heck to get anymore. Or you have an extra fragrance flower that you're like, I don't really want, it falls over, I don't really want a fall flower, I'm ready for spring and summer, let's get rid of the fall flower. You have an extra mini fan, you have an extra pack of pods. Like, we all have stuff that's sitting around that we don't really need, and we could kind of use that as a booking incentive. If you book a party with me today, you're going to get this, regardless of how your party ends. That's a booking incentive. But do what works for your business budget. If doing that is not in your budget, then don't do it. You don't have to. The goal is free and half price items. So that little extra, that's only if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But sometimes it does help. Always keep in mind if you got to ship it too. That's always a big thing for me. If I got to ship it, it's going to be something small. If I don't have to ship it, I'm more inclined to do a bigger host incentive for that person. That's where the one-on-one conversations come into play. If I know that this customer is a local customer, I'm more inclined to give her a bigger hosting incentive because I know I can drop it off and I don't got to pay for shipping. Make sense? So it's 100% up to you how you want to do it, even if you want to do it. Don't think you have to at all. It is a personal special, so you cannot post it, but you can do a one-on-one communication. One-on-one is a direct message, a text, an email, in person. All right. I was talking about that. Oh, length. How long should a party last? Dude, that's up to you. That is 100% up to you. It depends on what type of party you're having. It depends on a lot of things. My phone is like vibrating off the hook now. It depends on a lot of things. I personally open up my rewards links and I keep them open for almost the whole month, depending on when they opened it, because it's really not that much more effort on my end. Facebook parties really kind of tap out at about that 5 to 7 day range, because after that, ain't nobody got any time. Ain't nobody got any more time to be paying attention for a 10, 14, 15, 16, 18, 22 day Facebook party, all right? We don't have the attention spans for that. So book parties, catalog parties, again, that depends. But you're going to need to give them a little bit of time, like 2 weeks, to kind of collect orders, collect money, get it back to you. So you're just going to kind of want to weed it out and feel it out and figure out what's going to work for you and your host. Talk with your host. Ask them. Okay? But I usually do about a month for my rewards links, because that's all that I do. I think there was one more thing I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was. Don't be scared. Don't get frustrated. Remember, you cannot control other people's wallets. So no matter how perfect your party looks and how hard you tried, sometimes a party just isn't going to work, and it has zero to do with you. Okay? Your host may not have done anything. Her friends may be broke. It really has nothing to do with you, all right? Because here's the deal. You could have done this huge long post, this beautiful wording, painted this glorious story. If those people do not take the time to click the link, to look at what you're offering, they're not going to buy anything, because they never took the chance to do it. They never took the effort. And that has nothing to do with you. You wrote a glorious long story, right? It has nothing to do with you. It's the fact that they just didn't want to. They were busy. Life was this way. They don't like scents. They have enough scentsy. Who knows? But it has nothing to do with you. Just because a party's failed, or you've had several parties fail, literally has zero to do with you. If you put forth effort, then you did all you could do. Because at the end of the day, we cannot control people, and we cannot control people's wallets. Lord, do I wish we could control some people, but we can't. All right? So don't ever think you failed. Go into it hoping that you get one person to start following you, be it your personal page or your VIP group, however you communicate Scentsy with people. That is your end goal. At least one person. Then I told you guys that at the end, here's what I'm doing personally. I like to cross things off. It is something I like to do. It's something just fulfills me, I guess. Keeps me accountable is the word. I created just today a tracker that I created. I printed, and I will post a link in here for conversations. You should want to have as many conversations as you possibly can. But I think sometimes we think we're having way more conversations than we are. So I made myself a goal to have one join conversation and one host conversation every day. 1 and 1. That's 2 conversations. And when I say conversations, I mean a one-on-one. I messaged somebody, I emailed somebody, I text somebody, a one-on-one. Okay? Every day. That's not that hard. So I created this. And what I'm doing is I'm crossing off, since I just created it today, I'm crossing off the days that I actually do that. So that I can go back and look at the end of the year. Oh my gosh. I had 300 conversations. Like, you may be shocked that you're having that many conversations, or it may be eye-opening when you're like, man, I only had 2 people join my team in 2024, but I only had 15 join conversations. It may be a huge eye-opening thing. So I will post the link to this in Canva for you to print out, and hopefully you use too. Make it a habit. Make it a habit to do 1 and 1. That's not that hard. Where can you start? Like I said, the person who likes your posts all the time, who's always liking them, the person who's commenting all the time about, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Oh, I bet that smells good. Oh, I would love to have that. We all have that person. Then another way to do it is if you go into your workstation, you can run a sales report to check with those people who have ordered in a year. See those people who have ordered in 6 months. Check in with those people. Those people are the ones that you're going to want to check in with and be like, hey, it's been a while. I know you need to stock up on some goodies. Let me try to help you. Start there. I bet you anything that's going to give you 10, 20 conversations. That's like almost a month if you do 1 a day. And yes, you're going to get no's, and that's okay. Come with intentions of you truly trying to help them get some free and half price items. All right? If you come with those intentions in your heart, then you're not being spammy. All right? Hopefully you guys have a successful month with bookings. And if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the in the team page. On Fridays, we do like hosts words, follow-up words, things like that, word help. I'm going to do booking words every Friday, starting with this Friday. So if you need any suggestions, look there. It will be tagged with host words. All right? Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you guys on Monday.